I'm not threatening you. Say one more word, and that's 30 days. 30 days.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Sovereign Citizens Hall of Fame with your man TP. Today, for the first time, we will be courtroom hopping into the courtroom of Judge Jeff Cahn out of the state of Colorado. And from what I understand, Judge Cahn has a sovereign citizen before him today, which I am interested in seeing what this particular sovereign citizen's argument is, and also how Jeff Cahn handles the situation. With that being said, guys, let's go ahead and jump into Judge Kahn's courtroom.
Hi.
Still the same old charming self. Okay, good afternoon, good morning.
I'm really grateful to see you. You don't even, it's been crazy. I've been looking forward to this moment.
I imagine you are. We've been tracking you as to where you've been, so we knew where you were in Jeffco for a while.
Great.
Yeah.
I was worried. I'm like, why am I not trying? Yeah. Anyways, health. Yeah. I'm grateful to see you guys.
Okay. So
Ms. Colleen.
I was able to speak with Mr. Cardona. He is inclined to take the plea. However, before he does that, he wanted me to inquire, since he's been in custody since April 3rd, if he would be getting credit from that date.
So Ms. Talene, the credit that he would get would be for the time that he's been in custody in Boulder, not for the time he's been in Jeffco.
And that's only for a day. I think he's only been here for a day.
So in other words, no.
Okay.
No dice.
So then I think he's probably not going to end up taking that deal. I mean, I will say he still has some other stuff that he's got to figure out. So
I'm time served on the other stuff because it's since they entered a writ on April 10th. So I'm time served on that. And I'd be willing to like negotiate, like, look, I've been through so much. My mom is stealing my dog, which you guys
Careful, careful with the language. Careful
Yeah.
with the language.
Yeah. You all know that she's mine. And so I had to take a plea, and I'm just so done with all of it. I'm ready to take a plea, whatever. I'm over it. I've just done 122 days of my life for something that I did not do. And so if you guys could help me to help you to help us, I'm definitely down. I'm just not going to sit in here for 45 more days for mostly garbage charges. Like prohibited item. Like, no. I'll bail out and we'll go to trial if we have to, but I would much rather not have to have loose ends, and I would much rather deal with it than have to continue prolonging it. So if we can come to an agreement that's not
let me ask.
I can't be part of that discussion. So let's
Yeah,
pause
I was
for a
going to say,
moment.
so let me ask you this, Julio. What if we brought you back next Wednesday and I could speak with Miss Keller about some different options for you?
That would be great. If in the meantime, as I said, I'm time served on my other ones, and so
I mean, you'd be able to bond out still. If you can post your bonds, you'd be able to bond out. But
according to the jail, there's a $50 cash only bond. And since like I was trying to come to court last time, I got arrested 2 days after you signed the release or PR bond on Sunday, the 28th. I would have been here, but I got arrested. So if you would be willing to reinstate that PR bond on that, I'd be grateful. I'm still held on a $2,000 bond until I go to court, but I don't want to be stuck in here. If I post a $2,000 one, which I guess, right, if I post a $2,000 one, I don't want to be held here on a $50 more thing. So if you'd be willing to redo what you did on Sunday, March 28th by signing a PR bail and reissuing that, I'd be grateful. I would have been there, but I was in jail and I couldn't be there. If you'd be willing to do that, I'd be grateful. If not, I can probably try to come up with a $50 bond that it's currently $50 cash only.
Is that what they're telling you at the jail? Is that that's the only cash bond that you have to post? The others are PR bonds?
No. Well, so originally when I first got here, before I got here, I was told I had 4 $200 cash or surety bails. Meaning the 10 cent, like basically $80. But then I got here and they're now telling me that there's a $150 cash only for my municipal cases, but no PR bonds. So I basically have to post a $2,000 cash or surety bail and then a $50 cash only bail. I do have my family working on the cash or surety $2,000 bail. but that apparently they didn't do the 10% option or whatever, so they can't just go to touchpaydirect.com and do it like they usually would. My mom's obviously doing the other thing, so the only person I have that is family to help is over 10 hours away and not able to be here, so they're trying to do it online and trying to facilitate to that. But even once they accomplish that, then I'd still be held here on the $50 cash only bail until I could come up with that. It's like, so if just originally on March 26th of this year, I took a plea bargain, and then I was still held here to come to your court. And then on Sunday, the 28th, I'm assuming it was you, signed the approval for a PR bail in my municipal cases. And I was released on Sunday, the 28th, and I was arrested again on the 3rd. So it wasn't that I like was trying. When I'm in cuffs, I can't show up. You know what I mean? And I did have my family text Ashley, try to reach out to Ashley and everybody to try to communicate so that you would be aware that I wasn't trying to skip out on you, and that it's been a crazy, crazy few months.
Okay, so let me just have you pause for just a moment, Mr. Cardona, because what Fernanda has been doing while you were speaking was getting me copies of the warrants and the bond amounts that are on those warrants from our court. And so I'm going to share that, what I have. And Fernanda, you can jump in after I've done this. But what I am seeing is in case number 2024-5724, there's a $200 cash bond. In case number 2024-5730, there is a $200 cash bond. In case number 2024-5633, there is a $200 cash bond. And in case number 2023-4906, there is a $200 cash bond. Now, I don't know, I would have to do a little bit more digging because I'm just looking at the face of these bonds. They don't show the charges, so I'd have to go into each one to see if they were eligible for PR. I know that 2023-4906 is not eligible for a PR bond. That's one of the $200 cash bonds. And at this juncture, not today, I'm not willing to convert those to PR bonds. They would maintain those. That one is a cash bond. By statute, there are some that have to be converted to PR bonds when a defendant requests that. So I will be looking at each of those to make sure that I'm complying with the statute, because what the defendant has done now is made a formal request for a PR bond. But I know 2023-4906 has a misdemeanor state counterpart, and that one would remain. So we can do this now, or what we can do is hold off, like Ms. Talene was saying, and come back on Wednesday. And in the
then
meantime,
I might be able to talk to Miss Keller and see if we could work out some disposition. I don't know. We may or may not, and then we could deal with the bonds as well. But
okay. Even if we could get them to convert it to the cash or surety 10% thing, I'd be willing to post a bond. I have no problem trying to post
maybe that's what you're thinking, because our cash bonds also come with an alternative of a surety bond. The surety bond is $500. So maybe what you're thinking is that you have to pay $50 to a surety, and then that's your 10%. But our cash bond right now is $200. A surety bond would be $500 on that case. So that's why you might be thinking all you have to do is come up with $50 to get a surety to do it. But that's not something that I have control over. That's obviously between you and a surety, a bonds person. So
whatever happened to the 10% thing that you guys used to do, to where my dad could just jump on the...
That's not us. That's what I'm saying. That's something that's done with a bonds person. And there may be something where there's an online process. Ms. Talene may know more about that than I do. I've never interacted with the online bond posting process with the surety, but that's a separate person who's doing that, or a company that's giving you posting the bond on your behalf. based on your dad or you giving them a certain percentage of the amount that's owed and then them being responsible for the rest. That's how the surety bond works. Does that make sense to you, Mr. Cardona?
Yeah, I'm just trying to, because every other time I've bonded out on every single case you're talking about right now, including the one that you say is not PRable, and I've been released on that charge on PR several times. So I'm just confused as to why it's suddenly different.
Well, right now you have a cash bond that I've imposed, and it's because there's been failures to appear. Obviously, that's why I've made it a cash bond and am not converting it to a PR bond. I am going to follow the state law with respect to the ones that you're entitled to have PR bonds, and some charges you are automatic PR bonds. The more serious ones are not. The ones that are less serious, like you mentioned, a tent or a camping charge, those are automatically eligible for PR bond. That's probably why what you remember most is most of your cases have been eligible for PR bonds because they were automatically eligible for.
So I mean, like, you released me on those charges, even the ones that you say. And again, it wasn't that I didn't appear, it's that I was being held against my will in another county's jail. So if you could reconsider that, I'd be grateful, because
I will. I'm not going to reconsider it today because I don't think any party has the opportunity to go through all of the circumstances of each of these. And given that Ms. Talene is in the mindset to see you Wednesday, and that you have another case that's pending with the bond for this state, let's reset your case. I'm happy to reset it. And we could even do Monday if you think that's better, Ms. Talene.
Well, the only reason that I was asking for not Monday is just because it's Friday and I'm actually getting on an airplane in a couple of hours. Okay. So, I mean, I'm doing court on Monday, but I'm just saying I don't know if I'm going to have time to actually talk with Ms. Keller and look up all the bonds and all of that information by Monday. So that's why I was asking for Wednesday.
If everybody wants to remain on, I'll pause and I'll look through every single one of these cases to see which ones are eligible, but it may take me quite a bit of time to do that.
I would be grateful, but
I mean, I guess we could bring it back on Monday and I can see what I can do by then. And if I don't have a chance to talk to Ms. Keller, it is what it is. Or you can do it now. I mean, either way, I'll defer to the court.
All right. Let me someone was trying to speak. Who was that? Was it Ms. Keller or Ms. Fernanda?
Excuse me, Your Honor, it was me. Ms. Bittencourt. Mr. Cardona does have a court appearance with Boulder County on the 13th of August. So I believe he's still being held until then.
Right, but I have the bail for that. I'm going to post bail on that, or also that court date on the 13th. I'm already time served already, according to the deal that they're going to do on the 13th.
Let's pause and then I'm going to look through the files, see what I have here. And then it may take me a few minutes because I got to look through each one of them and see which ones are automatic PR bonds and then which ones are not.
I know there's a lot. Thank you very much for working with me, guys.
Okay, I'm going off camera for a moment.
Oh my goodness. Oh, it's still waiting. They're going to come back. Appreciate you. He said it might take a while because I got like 21 cases he's got to go look at. So
I have a quick question for Fernanda. Fernanda, the documents that you provided me, are those the only cases where we've issued warrants?
There's one more case, Judge. I can say it to you. Let me know when you're ready.
Go ahead.
23-5211-GE.
Okay.
That warrant hasn't been cleared yet. All the ones Jefferson County cleared for us.
Okay, thank you for that. I'll look at all. So I think it's really 5 cases that I have to look at then.
That is correct.
Okay, I'll be right back.
I don't know if everybody can still hear me or not, but one thing that I know that I've become aware of that I wasn't prior is 90% of these charges are what's called administrative legislative statutes, which is known as color of the law, and that is illegal to practice. And if it continues forward, I will be giving statutory official notice to everybody of the 1983 federal lawsuit that I will be bringing into the court. If this court does continue forward under administrative legislative statutes without an verified injured party and under their assumed jurisdiction, I will be suing. And I will give everybody statutory notice of intent to sue both individually and to official capacity as soon as I get out. Or we could just settle it. Seems like it'd be a lot easier for everybody. There must be a verified injured party, and you must prove your jurisdictional means to do these things, none of which have occurred. I am hereby asserting my rights to those things, assuming that everybody can hear me. It's being recorded, so it's on record regardless.
Yeah, it's still going. I'm still waiting. I'll let you know when I'm done.
Hey,
Okay, we can go back on the record. And I did hear what defendant had to say with respect to his statutory rights that he believes he has. I'm not going to address those issues with him. That's certainly his right, and he can consult with his own attorney as to how he wants to proceed with respect to that. I'm just here to at this point to address the request for PR bonds. There are many cases for which we have not issued warrants at all.
okay.
And then there are 5 cases for which warrants were issued, 4 of which were cleared by the Jefferson County Jail. One, for whatever reason, hasn't yet been cleared, but it will be cleared. Of those 5 cases, case number 2023-4906 is the most serious. It's a threatening bodily injury charge. That has a $200 cash bond or a $500 surety bond currently authorized. It does have a state counterpart. I did note that the defendant had failed to appear more than once. Many times he would call after court and get his case rescheduled, but there were 2 separate failures to appear in that particular case. And one, the most recent, was March 11th of 2025. And then ultimately we allowed PR bonds on those, I believe. But in this case, now that there are cash or surety bonds in place, I'm going to maintain that cash or surety bond on case number 2023-4906. Case number 2024-5724 is an obstructing government operations charge. There's a prohibited items. That's PR bond, but the obstructive government operations is not a mandatory PR bond because it does have a misdemeanor state counterpart. That will remain at a $200 cash bond or a $500 cash or surety bond. Case number 2024-5633. This is an improper care of animals charge, which does have a misdemeanor state counterpart. That will remain at a $200 cash or $500 surety bond. Case number 2024-5730 is an obstructing government operations charge. That does have a misdemeanor state counterpart. That will remain a $200 cash bond or $500 surety bond. And then case number 2023-5211 is an obstructing government operations charge, which has a misdemeanor state counterpart. That will remain as a $200 cash bond or $500 surety bond. All the other cases we have not issued warrants for, so that I'm not issuing warrants on those at all. If in fact you are released from custody on posting bonds, those cases will remain active and you can come to court on those. But I'm not going to issue warrants because I don't need to unnecessarily burden the system with warrants.
Just as these ones currently are, because I was in custody when you issued the warrants.
That's not actually true. You were not in custody on March 11th. I issued those warrants, those cash or surety bond warrants, on March 11th.
Then why would you release me on March 28th?
You were ultimately released I think you were taken, not released, but taken to Jefferson County.
No, I was released.
To address.
I was released.
Okay, then if you were released, then you were released on some kind of bond that you
I was
posted,
released
right?
on a PR bail on these charges, which is why I was asking you to please redo that, because the only reason I didn't show up was because I got arrested by Glenwood Springs or Garfield County and then transported to Jefferson County. It
I'm
seems
pausing for a moment.
I was in custody by another jail after being released on PR bond on all these same ones. And
I hear what you are. I hear what you are arguing. It is not. It's incumbent on the defendant to appear in court on their court date. There can be
but
all
if I'm
kinds of explanations for why someone doesn't appear, but it's not the court's responsibility to simply say, well, because you got arrested by another jurisdiction, you're exempt from having to appear in our court. You had an obligation to appear and you did not appear.
I tried to, they wouldn't bring me. There's nothing I can do about that.
Right. Well, we'll right now, I'm maintaining those cash bonds in place. There won't be any other warrants issued on the other cases.
Okay, well, I'm going to go, and I don't mean to interrupt you, sir, but I have to. I'm going to just go ahead and say right now here on record, I'm appearing especially, not generally, and without a verified injured party and without proof of your assumed jurisdiction under administrative legislative statutes and or color of the law, you are violating my constitutional rights according to 42 USC 1983. And if you do not dismiss this case and you continue forward, I will be suing all of you in individual and official capacity for violation and knowingly depriving me of my constitutional rights under the color of the law.
Okay.
If you want to settle it, I'm down to settle it. I'm not.
You can't talk to me about settlement with me present. You can talk to the prosecutor with your lawyer present for that, but I can't negotiate with you because I'm not on the other side of the case. That's between you and the prosecution.
You are the judge, though, and you do have the jurisdictional ability and legislative power to dismiss this before getting sued under 42 USC 1983, which is
I'm not dismissing it, nor do I believe I actually have the authority to dismiss the case where there's probable cause for the charge.
All right.
So the authority to request dismissal comes from the prosecutor's office. Now, let's talk about procedural posture where we're at today. So, Ms. Talene, do you want to come back on Monday or do you want to come back on Wednesday? We can do it either way. It's up to you.
Mr. Cardona, what do you want to do?
I mean, Monday would obviously be the best. I'm also going to contact my other attorney, which is Catherine Spangler, to get the other court date moved up. I'm time served on the other one. I would be time served on this, or you guys can all get sued. I don't really care. But I would prefer Monday. That would be the best. But I also want to give you time. And I'm speaking like me. I'm not trying to be a hard ass. I don't care. I've been getting fucked from every, excuse me. I've been getting screwed from every angle without just cause. I've learned a lot of my rights and I will be exercising them. But again, I would much rather not deal with the fight. Just as I know you would like to not deal with the fight. If we could please come to some form of agreement of time served for I've been in jail for 122 days for something I didn't do.
I'm going to pause for now. I'm going to pause now because I think you're having discussions I don't want to hear because I'm not legally allowed to hear them. So if we'll reset, let's reset for Monday.
Yeah, we can reset for Monday. And if I can't do anything on Monday, we'll just reset you again.
Right. So another question I have. So you said they're $500 cash, or if it's a surety, it's $500, right?
That's right.
And so then somebody has to pay a bondsman 10% of that?
That's up to the bonds person. I can't speak for them, but a lot of times they will allow less than the full amount in order to be responsible for the bond. But it's not something I can commit to.
How many of them? There's 5 of them, or
yes.
Okay, and what were you about to say, Ashley? Sorry.
Yes, usually bondsmen charge 10% of what the bond is.
Okay.
So, but yeah, that again, though, that's not something I can help you with because I'm your attorney. So you got to go through a bondsman.
Right. I'm just trying to make sure I know it. Because the jail here, if I posted my $2,000 one and I gave them $50 cash, they would be releasing me. So I'm just letting everybody know that.
Then talk to the jail about that. And if that's what they, if that's satisfies your bond, then, talk to the jail. or
Okay,
and
yeah, I
talk to
just
a
had it
bondsman.
written.
Yeah.
I just had it written down about an hour ago. So I will.
Okay.
I just want to make sure that if I go pay these things, that I'm not right. So I'm just trying to work with everybody and
Yeah.
make a winning solution for everybody. All right.
Well, like I said, I mean, talk to the jail. They'll talk to you about how they could potentially get you bonded out. So, okay.
And let me just say that one of these bonds, 235211, is a $50 cash bond. So four of them are and at a $300 surety bond. So that one has a different amount on it than the other four. The other four are 200 cash. This one's 50.
Okay. So yeah,
The jail has all of these bonds, so they know what the warrants are and what the bond amounts are. Whatever they
crazy.
determine for you to post to be released, they will do that and accept the payments from you as they deem appropriate, given the documentation that we've given to them.
According to them, less than an hour ago, those four $200 ones.
So just go talk to the jail about it then and see what you can do, because they have
shut up, stop.
Yeah.
All right.
They have the well, no, I'm just saying they have the information. There's nothing else that Judge Cahn can do for you. Now it seems like it's going to be between you and the jail and potentially a bondsman.
That's right. Okay.
All right.
We'll see you.
And we'll see you on Monday. Yeah.
What time do you guys know?
10:30.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Have a great weekend, everybody.
We'll
And
see you Monday.
Mia, please work with. Look,
I'll
lady,
talk to Ms.
I'm
Keller,
not about.
okay? I'll talk to
I'm
Ms.
done
Keller
resisting.
about it.
Another thing I wanted to say is I've been a difficult prick a little bit in the past. I was going through a lot, and I'm please work with me. And
I will speak with Ms. Keller, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Let the officer know that we're ready to go.
Bye, Con.
All right. Take care.
You too.
Fernanda, why don't you come on back? We can talk about how we reset all these cases.
Sounds good, Judge.
Well, guys, we've come to the end of this proceeding. And as we can see, Mr. Mr. Cardona definitely had his sovereign citizen head on. He talked about the injured party, no injured party. He talked about jurisdiction. He also talked about, and this was my first time hearing this, the color of law, where he said that they were doing illegal practices. And because of that, he said that he's going to be bringing a federal lawsuit to the courtroom and all those that were involved. One thing I will say is, as soon as stuff didn't go the way that he thought it would go, they stopped being friends immediately, because in the beginning, everybody was laughing. He was laughing. He was so happy to see them. But as soon as things didn't go as planned, or that little threat that he made didn't cause Judge Cahn to, change his mind or intervene or, overstep what the prosecution, had in their case or what they planned on doing, he just kind of went, full blown sob sit or full blown angry, as we see. But, Judge Cahn, as far as how he handled the courtroom, I felt like he did his job well, but he seems to be a lot more laid back than a lot of the other judges that we cover. Because even when Mr. Julio, kept swearing, Judge Cahn warned him in the beginning, but, he swore a couple more times and Judge Cahn really didn't say anything about it. But, nonetheless, Mr. Cardona definitely had his super sovereign citizen head on. I'm interested in seeing what happens with the rest of this case. Looks like they probably will, find a way to figure this out. He doesn't seem like he's a bad guy. Seems like they're familiar with him. And, hopefully everything works out for him. But with that being said, as always, guys, I am appreciative of you guys joining me here on Sovereign Citizens Hall of Fame. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment as always. And with that being said, guys, this is Sovereign Citizens Court. And for now, Sovereign Citizens Court is adjourned. I'll see you guys soon, and God bless.